Harry, I shared something on social media yesterday, and it was a video that I just assumed everyone in the world of football has already seen, and actually a lot of people hadn't, and it went down so well. And it was when you were in a press conference and you were basically being asked about Frank Lampard as a young player. Matt Holland's name came up as well, and it was basically almost putting too much emphasis on Frank, and you came out and said he will go right to the very top. And it is just such an excellent clip because everything that you said came true, and the look on Frank's face as well, it was perfect. I think he was 17 or something like that at the time. I just wanted you to relive it for me. Tell me your memories of it.
Well, it was a fans forum, and so, a couple of lads pulled out at the last minute. The senior players were due to come along with me, and then suddenly they ring up, Gaffer, I can't make it. The wife's had to go. I've got a babysit. Or any excuse not to go. So I rung up young Frank and dragged him along, just to make up the numbers, basically. And he sat next to me. I said, you haven't got to say anything, Frank. Just come and sit there, And suddenly one of the supporters started on him. Why is he in and around the squad? He's not good enough and whatever. And so, I fought his corner for him. I think Frank was really embarrassed by it all. But for a change, I was right. I mean, he did go right to the very, very top. I mean, what a player he turned out to be. I mean, I couldn't I'd be a lie if I sat here and said, listen, I knew he'd play for England 100 and whatever times, and he scored 20 goals every year from it. I didn't know that would happen for sure, but I knew that he was going to be a player because he had such an incredible attitude and his will. He wanted to be a footballer. I've never seen anybody train like him. So, that's how he is, and that's what will drive him. If he wants to get back into management, he won't lay down and take it on the chin. He'll keep going,
Yeah, I loved it. every time I see it pop up, I tweet about it.
It's great.
You watch it from start to finish every time. It's excellent. Harry, will you stay with us? We've got a break quickly. Do you want to stay on for another few minutes after?
No problem.
Right? Excellent.
Yeah, I'm
great
going
stuff.
nowhere.
Lovely.
Thanks,
Harry Redknapp is going to join us after this very, very quick break. What do you remember fondly about deadline day?
Oh, there's so many, as you say, Laura. Probably the biggest disaster was when I was at QPR and we were going to sign the boy Odawingie, and we couldn't get the deal done, but we felt sure we would get it. So I said to him, look, get down here so that you're actually, if it's not till 9 or 10, we might be too late to get we hadn't even spoke money or anything to him or wages. So drive down to QPR and put yourself in a hotel somewhere, and so that you're close by. Well, he didn't. He drove straight to the football ground, got out the car, and the cameras were there, and it's oh my God, their chairman went crazy, and that was the end of the deal.
Harry, tell me you gave him a few quid for his petrol.
Oh, don't. I just disappeared, Ali. I hid away. I didn't want to.
Mind you, I was checking doing a little bit. The boys have put some stuff that you've had some great signings as well. I mean, for example, Jermaine Defoe to Portsmouth from Spurs, and then you took him back a year later. Van der Vaart was a big signing from Real Madrid.
That Rafa was fantastic. Yeah. Great footballer. Yeah, no, there's been a few, getting Benjani going to Man City was a big deal, good money for Benji, and you say getting Jermaine Defoe in right on that was interesting one. Jermaine, when he came down with his mum actually was doing his deal, and she was haggling. I wasn't in on she was in there talking to the chairman. The chairman came and said, we can't get this deal done. I said, why? So I said, what's the problem, Mrs. Defoe? She said, well, we want a goal bonus. I said, what do you think we're paying him 60 grand a week for? To miss them? So she signed up straight away.
That's your job. That's amazing. Any big ones that didn't quite happen?
Oh, loads, Laura. Over the years, I tried to. Oh, so many. I can't. It's crazy, isn't it? Where you think you've got one done, and you're sitting around there late at night trying to get it done, and don't.
Is there an element of panic sometimes comes in, Harry? If you're getting to maybe the final 2 or 3 days of the window, and you've got to get. Have you ever had an element of panic?
Yeah, many times. Yeah, I mean, it's when you're in a relegation battle, Ali, and you're struggling, and you need one or two, or else you've got no chance, or you're trying to make the top four. It's that's when you really. I mean, I try to get Luis Suarez to at Tottenham, but couldn't get it done, and then I ended up taking a couple. The chairman, Daniel, let me have a couple of free transfers instead. But no, listen, and when it's over, it's quite a relief actually. Oh well, the window's shut now. Get on with it. Let's get the best out of what we got. So. Yeah, it's interesting times.
Was there a sense that if you had left it to deadline day, that there'd been something that's gone wrong somewhere along the path? Did you always try and avoid those?
If you can, I mean, but the problem is, Laura, you normally went into a club and got a job, a club that was struggling. So, then the first window comes along and you're trying to get a few players in. As I say, like when I went back to Portsmouth, from Southampton, they were bottom of the league at the time, and the team was actually a disaster that I inherited really, and so we needed some players. So we're on the phone to Tottenham and trying to get them, get down and meet Daniel and trying to get Pedro Mendes, end up with 3 players instead. So it was a good deal actually, because all 3 of them did fantastic for me. So. But Daniel did it. He did a buy one get one free sort of deal, and it all worked out well. So and then suddenly that's good. We've got 4 or 5 new players in. We can start again. We've got a chance now. We're bottom of the league, and we went on a run and got 20 odd points out of 10 games. It just turned round. But like everything, good players make the difference. If you can get better players in, you've got a chance.
Yeah. Okay, Harry, thank you. Real pleasure to have you on.
Good to talk, mate. Have a
great
good day.
Take care.
Have a busy day.
You too, Harry.
I'm sure it will be.
Bye, guys.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.